Jack asks, what systems have you owned? Now I'm going to seem like a complete Nintendo fanboy, but just about all of the consoles I've owned are Nintendo-based. I've owned the Game Boy, the N64, the NES, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance, the GameCube, the Wii. Maybe I'm missing one or two. And if consoles that my little brother owns counts, could also include an Xbox and DS. But yeah, that's just about all the game consoles I own are Nintendo based. DT Wii Guru 6 asks, what is your favorite handheld console? Probably the DS, but I haven't had the opportunity to play too many games for the DS. Snorlax Supper asks, do you want to get the Nintendo 3DS when it comes out? It's very tempting because of how many good games seem to be coming out for it, but I think I might stick with the DS for a while until I feel it's a little outdated. Not Cheer 43 asks, what game revealed for the 3DS so far do you think you'll like the most? And I haven't been paying too much attention to what those games are for that very reason. Maybe the Mario Kart? It's easy for me to say, sure, I can't wait to get all of the remakes of Nintendo 64 games, but I've played all of them already, and I can't say it interests me to play all those games again on a handheld. Grayus asks, do you play games other than ones on Nintendo consoles? Very good question, and again, I'll seem like a complete Nintendo fanboy, but no, I haven't. And the reason for that is I don't want to shell out all the extra money to buy another console if I don't have a list of 5 or so games that interest me for that console, and to this point, nothing has struck me so much that I would go out and buy another console. That's not to say that I don't like looking at games for other consoles, but so far Nintendo's the only one that stuck out to me to make multiple titles that I'd be interested in. Abel Plays asks, are you ever going to do a Let's Play outside of Nintendo? For the same reasons, I'd like to leave the option open, but not in the near future. Spider-Man asks, why don't you play Xbox? I have to say, based on most of the games that my little brother has been playing, that basically comes down to shooters, Guitar Hero, or Madden. I think that's like 90% of Xbox games right there, and none of the three really interest me. OZPJ asks, what is your most used character combination in Mario Kart Wii, and what is your favorite course? Now, I'm sure 90% of you guys are screaming this at the screen, but I'm going to say it anyway. Mine me on the Mach Bike in Manual and Moonview Highway. Who is your least favorite character in Mario Kart Wii? Birdo. I have no idea what the hell it is. I don't want to know what the hell it is. Have you ever played a Megaman game, and if so, which one is your favorite? No, I have not. Surprisingly, I've seen several Mega Man games. I've never actually played one for myself. Who is your favorite Pokemon? Those of you that have followed my Fire Red stream know that this is Charizard because it was my very first poke, and you just grow an affection for your first pick, your first starter from your first game. Definitely Charizard. What is your favorite boss in Diddy Kong Racing? I mentioned this in the LP, it's definitely Smokey the Dragon. If you could use a cheat to let you slap that elephant guy, Taj, in Diddy Kong Racing, would you use it? That's kind of random. He never really did anything to me, so I'd have to say no. How long have you had Diddy Kong Racing? I've had it for a long while. I don't remember exactly when I got it. I remember it was a holiday gift, and I remember I was very happy that my parents let me stay up past 8 o'clock to play it. So, maybe 9-ish. I don't know what my age was. Who is your favorite character in Diddy Kong Racing? Pipsy, of course. Would you play a Smackdown vs. Raw game? Not at all. Wrestling just doesn't interest me. When you go on YouTube, which do you check first if they all have one notification? Your messages, comments, or subscribers? Now, subscribers go into my email. I can check those whenever I want. So those are usually the last things I check, so I can address them all at once. In terms of messages or comments, it really depends on what my mood is. I don't get too many personal messages, so usually I just check the comments first. What annoys you most on YouTube? When people who think they know what they're talking about don't know what they're talking about, and act as if they do. Mr. Austin asks, what is your favorite sport? Baseball! Do you like the Giants in baseball or in football? Giants in football. Big Blue, New York Giants. 12 Brady 2 Moss 81 asks, what do you think about the 2011 season for MLB? Got any predictions? It's a little early to be making baseball predictions, and I don't like jinxing my own team by making predictions, so I'm just going to say, well, we'll see how the offseason plays out. Do you think the Yankees taking every free agent available is bad for baseball? That's a bit of a pointed question because they don't take every free agent for baseball. Steinbrenner approached free agency as being able to take the money he earned from the team and put it right back into the team rather than pocketing the money himself. And I think if every franchise decided to take most of the money they earned from running their teams and put it back into the teams, there would be a lot more competition for paying these big shot free agents. It wouldn't just be the Yankees and the Mets and the Red Sox. And as most Yankee fans know, you can't buy a championship. I mean, you can spend $200 million per year on a team, but that doesn't guarantee you'll win the World Series. And for the last 10 or so years, having only won once, I don't see why anybody is complaining about it. How do you think your Giants will fare this year? Right now, it's looking... That's difficult to answer because the National Football League is pretty mediocre, to say the least. So the old saying goes, any team can beat any other team on any given Sunday. And it hasn't been more true than it is this year, so who knows how it's going to turn out. I think the Giants will make the playoffs, but I have no idea where they're going to wind up after that. If you could switch places with any video game character, who would it be? Toad, because he gets all the bitches. ShadowFan109. Do you think there should still be a rivalry between Sonic and Mario? Ever since they introduced Sonic into more Nintendo games, this became a relevant question, and I think the rivalry is kind of recent. Or unless you're talking in terms of Mario games versus Sonic games, rather Mario and Sonic in the same video game. It's an interesting rivalry, although they are in two entirely different characters. I never really saw it as a rivalry personally, but I don't see what's wrong with it. Who do you prefer, Mario or Wario? Wario? Now, I know a lot of you are thinking Wario is very easy to relate to because he's very smelly, stinky, greedy son of a gun who only lives to make Mario's life miserable, but I'm gonna have to side with Mario on that one. Who would you rather be if you were actually in a Nintendo game, Mario or Luigi? Definitely Luigi. He's the cooler of the two brothers. He's taller, he's green, he can run and jump higher and farther, and nobody cares about him. What isn't there to like about Luigi? What moment do you think Kirby has done in any of his video games was the most epic thing you have ever seen? That's a tough question. I'm gonna need to think about this one. How about taking to the skies and fighting a demonic angel in Kirby 64? Yeah. Have you ever fired a laser? I have now!